I think the most important tip is literally the key release tip. The only way you can really fail that boss is if you don't shoot properly. The key release makes it so that your shots are pretty much guaranteed. You have any tips for C Kalos, specifically team positioning and shooting positions? My party just started to practice and is having a bit of trouble on these fronts. Where do we start? I think you gotta understand, it's kind of like Darknell, if you ever done Darknell in a party, or I guess boss in general. Kalos will only use abilities that can hit you, so you gotta use it to your advantage. One of the things is when he does a TP or a dive, he will always do that on a player when the animation starts. So you don't wanna be stood randomly as like a collective. Generally, it's probably best to huddle up and then you can see people on your map as well as Kalos when the animation starts. Generally, like, I like to play bottom and mid. I don't really like playing top platform. You just kind of alternate between mid and bottom. Oh, another thing is you always stay one platform away from him. So if he's on middle, you should either be bottom or top, and you have him on your screen. Now, if he's on the bottom, you should not be on the top platform. Everybody should be on the mid platform. No one should be on the top platform when that happens. Same thing, if he's on top, no one should be on bottom. Everyone should be on mid platform because you kind of keep him on your screen. Shooting decisions, it's mostly just off cooldown. Another thing is like when he starts dive or TP, probably just dive, I guess, because it's the TP doesn't really do anything. You want to kind of look at where your party members are and you can just move to somewhere no one is. That's all you have to do to avoid dive. Just remember, like, if you have him on your screen, then you can see when he starts the dive animation and you'll know where you can move to. That's probably the most important part. If your party has debuffs, you can also see and react to the debuffs on the ground where he's gonna appear. So if you see debuffs like on the ground where you're standing, then you either have to iframe, like move out of the way. But it only works if like there's quite a bit of debuffs. Otherwise, it might be kind of hard to see. There are some shooting decisions. Left and right are pretty easy to cleanse. They're always hittable, so you can kind of shoot those off cooldown, but stuff like top and bottom, you have to shoot the things like above and below them, and they kind of disable, so all 6 people can't shoot in a row, kind of. So instead, like, let's say top and bottom are both spawned. What I usually do in my party, like if you have this thing on your screen, right? If you have this on your screen and you have 6 members, I say the top 3 names will shoot the top, like UFO, and then the bottom 3 names will shoot bottom. That's generally how you want to split it if top and bottom are both spawned. Like let's say left spawns first. You enter P2, left spawns first and you cleanse it. Ball spawns, but then you want to go through, go to test. Somehow, I guess UFO spawns during the spawn of 2-2, I don't know. Then you'll probably want to split top and bottom. Where the huddling goes wrong is post dive or when top and bottom are active and people start spreading out. Yeah, you don't want to spread out. The idea is that it is a very positional boss. You have to, even if people try to spread out, you got to go follow someone. You got to position yourself. Like let's say, do I have an example? Right, so this is an example, right? Let's say, can I draw this out? We're gonna pull out a canvas for this one. Okay, let's say this is the Kalos map in P2, right? We got 3 platforms in the middle. Oh, that's really, what is going on? Rush. 1, 2, left tower, right tower, top platform is like horizontal. There's 2. Then there's 3 mid platforms and then a bottom platform. Okay, so let's say Kalos is here, right? And you just finished burst. Now, let's say, right, you did your burst, he stands up, you origin, bind, Jenny, and he stands up. You have a choice, right? If he's on the middle platform, which he's gonna be, no one should move with Jenny. He's gonna be here in mid. So generally, I like to down jump, either down jump or just come to the bottom platform. But let's say your party members are like here, right? You down jump to the center, and then there are people left and right of you. This person will probably die. Like, let's say there's 3, and then 1, and then 2. There's a good chance that they go either direction. This next dive is gonna happen on this group or this group. And this person is standing in the wrong spot. This person is playing wrong. They should, and like this person is either gonna die or they're gonna kill these people. This dive can happen on any one of 3 locations, but this person should just move here with the rest of the group. So then this is gone. There's gonna be 4 people here. So then when the dive happens, you're gonna see like debuffs on the ground, and then you just move out of the way. If 4 people are standing here, everyone can move in left direction, right? The problem is with the person, if they're here, is that you don't really know which way to move if a dive happens. Like, you're kind of guessing unless you're just staring at what. If this actually happens, this person should stay still until and then react. They shouldn't jump randomly side to side, because that'll get them killed. You look for the dive, you look for the debuffs, and then you move and react. So, but the easier way is not to think about that, and they just group up like this. Honestly, like, it should just be 6 people in the middle. So then when a dive happens, you know he's diving here. So then everyone, when a dive happens, you just move out of the way, left or right. So that's the thing, right? Let's say if people are spread out, which they kind of shouldn't be. Like, let's say like this, right? You gotta look at the minimap to see where people are. It's gonna be like, it's gonna look like this, right? When a dive happens, you gotta see the incorrect spot. Let's say you're this player, you're this player. This is like a terrible setup. Let's say you're this player. You should not up jump. This is completely wrong. When a dive happens, you look at this minimap, you know you can move right to the center, or you can move left to the corner, and you're safe guaranteed. The incorrect play, which a lot of people do, is they up jump. They up jump to this platform, Kalos dives here, and they die, right? That's completely wrong. You just walk. Honestly, even dives are even walkable. Like, you don't even need to flash jump or move out of the way that quickly. You can just walk. Another thing is you have to keep him on your screen. You should never have your eyes off of Kalos. This is something that a lot of parties, even the parties that I run, a lot of members don't do, is that Kalos needs to be like, somehow, if left is on, let's say this guy is on, it's shooting. There's 5 people here. There's some stupid in the corner. And then Kalos goes to them, and then Kalos lasers left, because this person is a dumb right? You don't do that. No way this player is playing correctly. 100% that's wrong. You should have Kalos on your screen. Even if they call it, that's completely wrong. You never hide in the corners. Like, this is 100% wrong. You never go to the corner to drag Kalos into the corner. He should really, like, Kalos should pretty much always stay here, honestly. There's pretty much no reason you should ever go to the corners, ideally. Like, to be completely honest. Even I would say, like, this is kind of wrong. He should really stay here, ideally. Top platform is kind of dog shit. Top platform, it's dog shit because left will shoot and stun the entire platform. And right tower, it used to be stronger than it is. It got nerfed this patch, but it'll also shoot this way and hit the entire platform. So if you're on top and you're trying to DPM Kalos, like, let's say you don't kill it in one burst, it'll fuck your entire burst, pretty much. Someone has to either tank and block or play scared. Doesn't really work. Like, it's kind of asked, what other situations are there? Case where left and ball is on and everyone's playing more towards the left side, should you ignore ball? It depends on the timer. Like, let's say left, it really depends on the situation, right? Cleansing ball 3, 4. There's 5 of them on the bottom where you can cleanse ball, and there's like 6 on the top here, or maybe 7 even. It kind of depends on your FMA timer, right? This thing, it's like, let's say both of these are on. Your left and your top are on. I actually don't remember which ones they are. I think this is top and this is ball. Maybe like this, something like this, right? And then the timer is like 0, 10 for the next spawn and left spawns. Let's say left spawns. So you have 3 systems up. Generally you want to cleanse the closer one. Let's say it's 59. Closer one between these 2, you have to cleanse first. So let's say ball gets cleansed. Left, you have to deactivate a system here because left just spawned. It's probably, if you've been shooting top and bottom, it's probably better to cleanse one of the 2 and then full focus left. You don't need to cleanse both because all you're trying to do is deactivate the enhanced system. So let's say ball is gone, then you still have like a non-enhanced left tower now, and then you full focus left. And yeah, when you're cleansing left tower, you should be like standing generally around here. Keep Kalos around the left. Ignore ball when it goes to the right side. No, you can also shoot. That's fine. Oh, another thing is when you're shooting ball, one pretty important thing is that you don't really want to shoot from bottom this way. Like, in case someone else, like, generally you want to stand on top of the ball, like let's say you're here, and shoot downwards, because otherwise if you shoot like from, let's say here and then this way, if someone else is shooting at the same time, your shot is going to deactivate this one. Generally you want to shoot downwards to not deactivate. Even if you like multiple people shoot in the same way downwards, it only shoots this one. Additionally, same thing with like, if you're shooting from the middle, you generally want to shoot like just these 2. This angle is a bit harder, but if you're like strapped for time, like in a test, you might as well just use these. You might as well try to get these angles off. Like, let's say you're in right bubble and ball is bouncing like this to here. This is a pretty difficult shot, but you can try it, especially if other people are trying to do the same thing. Like, even if this deactivates, you can try to shoot these. Other people will probably do the same thing. One shot will hit this, one shot will deactivate this, and that's fine. You get a shot during test, and that's completely fine. Another thing is like, and then let's say you move off of right tower, or this test spot. You go left, and then the ball, like continuing off of that, it goes back this way. You can shoot downwards, and then this one's an easy cleanse. It's not too bad. You can turn left tower off in like, what is it, 25 seconds? I mean, yeah. I guess 20 seconds if no one misses a shot. If you prep a shot and you like time it perfectly, technically it's like 21 seconds. It's pretty good if you cleanse it by, like, if left is first spawn, you can cleanse it by like 25, like remaining on the shot clock. I guess it's gonna look like this, right? If it cleanses like this and this is gone, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, another thing is, but test is like 35 seconds. As long as your cooldowns are like 45 seconds, left, you can go. Generally, if you have a Kana at least, ask them for their domain timer. And if that's like 45 to 50 seconds, that's when you're supposed to be going. So honestly, the Kana should say if it's like 55 seconds left, and this is when you start pushing. When you actually have the push, like this, you should push this down to 75. Start pushing when Kana says 55 seconds left. Like it's gonna, this point 2 takes a while to actually do on a weaker party. So maybe 50 seconds to 55 seconds is when you actually want to push this down to the test. P1 for like N Kalos and C Kalos, the left tower shot cooldown, if you're a visual player at least, I don't know, audio cues or whatever, you just look at the, this is like more advanced, I guess. This thing, you can track this by the timer underneath it. So if left is first spawn in P1, it shoots at 0.45. It's 15-second delay per attack, right? So it's gonna shoot like this until it's cleansed. Usually it only shoots twice in P1 and then it's cleansed. But in P2, it's 12 seconds per spawn. So if it's first spawn, right, it'll show 59 here after it spawns. And then the first shot will be 48. And then the second shot is 36. And then if you're good at cleansing, it doesn't do this 24 shot because this is already 20 seconds. So it doesn't do this third shot generally, but it's okay if it does. I mean, if it's enhanced, the moment it's enhanced, the cooldown goes down to 10 seconds. So if you have 3 systems, shooting thing, if you have 3 systems, then let's say this thing spawns in, let's say the left tower is the one that spawns in, right? And it's 0.59 on the thing, it's gonna shoot at 0.50. So until you go down to 2 systems, it's gonna shoot every 10 seconds. So you can call it like this, 30. This is also a pretty good, like, let's say left spawn, you're gonna find the, like in 2-4 sometimes, in a general like 3-minute burst party. Okay, so in 2-3, the pattern is pretty much this. You'll have one system up and you push into test when there's like 0.10 left on the next spawn. So you can cleanse one system, I guess, during test. So you can even go to 2-4 with nothing up, right? Let's say there's nothing up. Left can spawn. When left spawns, generally you'll be in your burst. So he stands up, you origin, you bind, and then during maybe the bind, if you're like on time, the left will start shooting. But you can call it, right? Because you'll actually have the timer. This is a natural spawn. You can tell your party when to Jenny. You just Jenny at 49. Because the first shot is here, you just Jenny at 49. Like, it doesn't matter. Because there's 12 seconds between each shot on left, Jenny will only block 1. So it's better to use it than to not. So you can even Jenny early, but like not too early. Otherwise, you're kind of missing damage on the burst. So 0.48, just know that it's going to shoot here no matter what. Honestly, you can do the rest of the box just like that. If ball is half cleanse and left turns on, should we split shots between left and ball? Depends how many systems there are. If there's just 2 systems, I would full focus left. So if ball, let's say your like first system is ball, this thing. First system is ball, and you guys are dog shit at cleansing ball. Second system is this guy, in 2-1. You full cleanse left. I don't even think I would split. If left is second, you shouldn't, and this is not cleansed, before the test in 2-2, you should not have left up. You can cleanse this very quickly now. It used to be a problem when we had 20-second cleanses that you couldn't cleanse left. You had to play this test with left on. You don't need to do that anymore, right? So why would you? You can still do that if you start splitting shots though, right? If this is the scenario, you would full left because you can actually full cleanse it before test. So if this happens, you full cleanse left. Even if a third system is spawning soon, you're not gonna get enraged for that long. Like, let's say ball and left, you guys just absolutely fumble the cleansing and both of them nothing has been touched. You would still full left. Even if a third system spawns, you full left and then focus on the other 2 systems. because this is hittable always, and you can turn it off in 20 seconds or like 30 seconds. Let's say 30 seconds from the first shot that is like max is 30 seconds if no one misses. Minimum is like 20. Minimum is 20 seconds and it turns off. Off cooldown. You should, oh, another thing, this is very important. This is very important. When you are shooting, so imagine this is your keyboard. This is your key. This is your shooting key. Maybe your spacebar, I guess, right? What you can do, the shot that you shoot is based on key release. This is the event. This is like really technical, but it's a very useful tip. The event that shoots the ball is on key up, key release. So what you can do is you press your key down to activate the shot, activate shot. Then once it's activated, you can press and hold. You hold down your key and then you let it go to shoot and you line it up like this. If you press and you think that's gonna shoot it, it's not. This is like the best way to line up your shots so you don't miss. The let go is where it shoots. Generally, when you're pressing keys, your hands are heavy. You're not gonna let go of the key very quickly. Just know that you're gonna release the key to shoot. Spams out of space. Tends to be delayed. Yes, it's not a ping issue. It's nothing. Even if you're Australian and you're on Australian ping, it's let go. This is how you line up your shots. And this is why Ken's party is good as cleansing, actually. It's based on the key release. 100% you want to do this. Yeah, and this is how you line up your shots too. So even if you spam spacebar and you're trying to cleanse like this during test, let's say, sometimes people literally can't spam fast enough and they'll shoot downwards, right? So that happens. Here, I can maybe even show, like, we can just go to Kalos real quick. You see this? Okay, this is my Kana's keybinds, but like you'll see the spacebar, right? Here, I'll just show you. So when a shot comes up, watch this down here, right here. It's kind of small, but look, okay, so here, I hold it down. Do you see how it doesn't shoot? You see this? Like right here, I'm holding it down. This hasn't shot yet. And then I shoot like this by releasing again. So you click, hold, and then release to shoot. Click to activate, click, hold down, and then line up your shot and shoot again. Like that. Here, like, let's just do a cleanse, for example. Let's see what happens. Like, we prep the shot, it's left, key release, like that. Key, click and hold, shoot. You can even do it in midair. It's based on the let go. And look at that, it shoots at 44. So click, hold, release, done. We'll do one more cleanse. You can also keep track though. The thing is, like, if left spawns off an FMA, you gotta keep track of when this number comes up. See, look at this, like that. You shoot downwards. Oh, another thing, right? Kalos will only use abilities that can hit you. That's pretty abusable. Here, let's see if I can, so he's gonna FMA here, but I cancel it with my bind, right? So I don't take damage. Kind of a useless tip because it still spawns a system, but like, I don't take damage from that. But yeah, you don't have to be that scared if bind is available. Another thing, oh, let's see if I can show you this. This is a very abusable tip. Oh, and yeah, so another thing is you can line up your shot based on like UFO. You just look at the mini map to see what angle you have to shoot at. You kind of time it, right? Like, let's say it's moving right. I know it's moving right. I'm gonna shoot ahead of time, like this direction. So I know I have to shoot like a 45-degree angle. Here, yeah, and here, I can show you the range abuse. Like, look at that. Let me see if I can. So he only uses attacks if he can hit you with them. That's abusable for all bosses, except like Golux. Like, look. He's gonna walk towards me because he's out of range. I walk a tiny bit out of range. See? And it doesn't hit me. Whenever bosses start animations, they will hit you with them unless you do something. But if they walk towards you and they cast something, it's gonna be max range. So you can literally just walk 1 pixel out and it doesn't hit you. Like, look at that. Yeah, exactly. So that hits me because I'm standing not max range and I can't dodge it because that skill is like way too fast. Yeah, exactly. Same thing. Every boss is like this. Every boss can be abused like this. Like, the thing is, if bosses had random AI, this game would be a lot harder, which would be kind of crazy. For example, right, Golux will breath in either direction, regardless if you're there or not. So it's like, it doesn't indicate whether you're gonna get hit by it. You see that? There's a tiny move. And I don't get hit because he's walking towards me and he's gonna be max range. This one I'm not max range because he's stuff is on cooldown. Blind top in a party, it's okay. To me at least, even in party settings, it's better to shoot blindly at top just to start it. Some of the shots will hit and you know that you've cleansed some. I think it's fine as long as you're, like, let's see. Here, I'll show you here, right? It's not really like a blind shot either, right? I'm in mid platform. I'm gonna shoot that. I don't mind shooting blindly, like, kind of whenever. I think I missed that first shot, though. But, like, see, I'm gonna line it up, kind of. Oh, I hit both, you see? Like, you kind of can just line it up. The hitbox is pretty large, right? I consider this a mistake. When UFO is up, you generally should not jump and blink for the same reason you don't shoot ball. You don't shoot ball from here to here. It's the same thing if you're jumping and blinking with other people and you shoot sideways, you deactivate it and it makes it harder to shoot. You should instead literally shoot upwards from either top or mid platform. I wouldn't even recommend top. Like, I would literally just shoot like this. I wouldn't even recommend top. Top platform is dog shit in my eyes. Like, no one should ever, this is like no man's land. If you're, no one should be here. This is ass. Like, it's fucking dog shit. No one can even hit him. And you, the main rule for Kalos is if this is his domain. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care if they nerfed it. You'll still die with any hit from anything. Like, one hit, it's one poke damage plus eye laser, you're dead. Yeah, you don't want to stand here. Generally, I think it's best to stand pretty much like here and here. Also, by the way, if you're a TP class, you need to have the option, like these are your safe spots. TP classes will stand here and here so they can TP down and TP up, as well as TP to the next platform. You, as a TP class, you never pretty much stand here unless you're bursting. You'll want to stand slightly to the side because you need this space to actually live if you're a teleport class. Flash jump. Is there anything else? A thing in 2-4, if you're weak in damage, 2-4 spawns this little thing in the middle, right? The cleansing thing. If you do require 2 bursts, a good thing to know that a stack will be put on everyone every 60 seconds after 2-4 starts. This stack, it says 1 out of 3 or 2 out of 3. If it hits 3 out of 3, one person at random in your party dies. It's not the person that hits 3 out of 3. So you need to cleanse before this, but this gives you 10 FD. This gives you 20 FD, but they also make you take 10% and 20% more damage. So you'll die if you take a lot of poke. Like, everything hurts way more. Think of this like black mage lasers compared to, or XBM lasers compared to HBM lasers, but you do more damage. So you can kind of greed this one. Generally, if you're a 3-minute party, you probably won't get here. You'll probably want to not get to here, and then do your next burst. Yeah, generally you want to cleanse like just once, maybe, and then do a burst at 10 FD. But you can greed for the this if you really need to. But yeah, 3-minute isn't entirely 3-minute, right? Because you have like Mercedes. So your burst will end up being like 240-ish. I guess that's like C Kalos 101. Not too bad, not too bad.